You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Monroe versus Reid.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Good day. The court recently received the following submission from the plaintiff. My name is Angela Monroe. My son Herbert died on January 27th, 2015. After my son passed, a young lady named Shanika Reid, which is the defendant, told me that she was pregnant from my son. The baby was born on May 31st, 2016. I really would like to know if Iyanna Monroe is my granddaughter. I am terminally ill. I'm in my 5th year of a condition that is deteriorating my vital organs. Can you please help me find out if this is really my grandchild? Mrs. Monroe, how and when did you find out about Ms. Reid's pregnancy?
I found out after my son passed, after his funeral. She came by the house and she said, I have something to tell you. And she said, well, I'm pregnant. And I really didn't know what to say at first. I was kind of stunned because I wasn't expecting that.
And so how far along was Ms. Reid when she told you?
I believe it was about 5 months.
This was the first time you ever heard that your son, your late son, and I'm so very sorry for your loss, that he was the biological father of her child.
Yes.
Ms. Reid, can you take me back to that day?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
How do you remember it?
Actually, after a week after her son passed and after she laid him to rest, I called her. I wasn't even gonna let her know that I was pregnant with his child, but I was encouraged by family members and friends due to the fact that she has lost her only child, that it was important that I reach out to her. So I gave her a call. I told her that I was pregnant by her son, and I told her that I was almost 5 months pregnant.
So, Ms. Monroe, you were very close to your son.
Yes.
He lived with you?
Yes.
And did he ever tell you about this relationship, the fact that he may have a baby on the way?
Knowing my son, he would come to me about certain things, but when it came to her being pregnant, that wasn't mentioned to me at all. I do have a granddaughter, which he let me know that this person was pregnant, but I had no knowledge of this baby.
He never informed you about Ms. Reid?
No.
And so, Ms. Reid, what was your relationship like with Mr. Monroe?
That was my companion. And from the second week on us hanging together, he already had made it up in his mind that he wanted me to be his life companion. When she was moving out, I was supposed to move into his apartment.
Had you met Ms. Monroe? Did you meet his mother?
Yes, I did meet her.
And he introduced you as his girlfriend, or?
No, friend. And the thing about, that was our apartment, me and my son's apartment.
No, you even said this is Ian's apartment.
When you get an apartment, it's 2 people on the lease. So my name and my son's name is on the lease.
That's the reason why she could not say anything when I came over there to stay the night. She was fine with me coming over there to stay the night at their apartment. She didn't have a problem with me until she saw that he was giving me money.
My son moved us from one place to another. He searched for apartments, but it was in both of our names. But then when you telling me he got money for me to give to you,
yes,
no, I don't have no knowledge of that.
You thought I was taking your son away from you.
Nobody can take my son. God took my son from me, so you can never do that.
Yeah, and if your son God would have still let your son live, I would have been in that apartment with your son or staying somewhere else with your son.
I wasn't gonna leave my son to be anywhere else. And that is not the person that was supposed to stay in that apartment. It was someone from California that was advised to me. That's who was gonna stay in the apartment.
She wanted me to stay in the apartment after her son passed away.
You came and stayed there when you were pregnant.
Yes, I did come to stay there. And the time when I was staying there and after I moved back to my parents' big house.
Okay, hold on.
And that's who been helping me financially with Iyanna.
They supposed to. I told you I wasn't doing nothing else because the way you talked to me until you got a DNA.
And that's fine. Iyanna's still good. We still good. We only here to collect the benefits that you recommended I collect.
No, I collect. I said that Only way you get anything is if you do a DNA. You don't get nothing until you do a DNA.
I didn't even know that I could collect benefits.
Yes, you did. Anybody know that somebody's deceased you could collect?
Look how young he was.
No.
She didn't want that. My son always worked 2 jobs.
How old you are.
Your baby can collect benefits.
All right, let's get some control, ladies. I do want to hear this. I want to understand this, but I need to hear it one at a time.
Okay.
So, now this is what I want to understand. How did you ever get to the point where you're moving in?
Because I was living with my cousin at the time. She wanted me to move in to take over the responsibilities of running back and forth to the hospital with her, did the same stuff that her son was doing. Now, I'm working a full-time job, and I have 2 other children. I could not always constantly keep doing it.
But she said she didn't really want to stay with her cousin. I said, well, since you really don't have nowhere to go, you can stay here. She stayed there about 3 months.
I didn't stay there no 3 months.
It's about 2 or 3 months.
So wait, Miss Monroe, at first, Miss Monroe,
I'm delirious.
1 month.
Hold on.
No, it was
1 month.
If I had to make a phone call, I could make a phone call to my family member.
Okay, let's get some order. Let's get some order. Miss Monroe.
I deal with.
Miss Monroe. Who take me so long to quiet you all down? I forgot what I was going to ask.
This is what.
But no, hold on, Miss Monroe. At first, did you accept the baby?
At first.
So you said...
I'm accepting this baby for the first 4 months. But then things
And you tell her she can come and live if she wants?
This was when she was pregnant. Because my son did ask could she come stay there. I was leaving like, you want somebody to just come stay here? He said, Mom, she don't have nowhere to go.
Your Honor, why, if I wasn't his girlfriend, why would he want me to come stay with him? He wanted me to come stay because he knew I was pregnant with his child. And I was not gonna apologize to my parents to go back to their house.
So, Miss Monroe, when the baby was born, did you have a doubt then? Were you there? Were you happy? Were you excited
She called me after the baby was born. Of course I was excited. Going through the 4th month. It was the last time I seen this baby, the 4th month. Then I get a phone call. It went from, well, if you don't have nothing for her, you're gonna pay for the DNA. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I ordered a DNA that cost $400. I said, well, you pay half, I'll pay half.
Why would I pay half on a DNA test that I'm not gonna get the results for, and then you could just say, oh no, I got the results, and they say, you're not the grandmother of this baby. No, I'm not gonna pay. That's what you don't understand. And I didn't understand.
It took you how long to do this DNA?
But I got it.
So now we here. It took me to do this to get you here.
Okay, and we here. Let's get to the result.
Okay, but see, this again, your attitude is so nasty. That's why we here. That's why we can't come head to head.
However you treat me would be the same treatment you get back in return. I don't need you. I'm not your family. I'm not your son.
Ma'am,
that's why you where you are.
Ma'am, listen.
Ladies.
Let the judge speak, or the case is over.
All right, ladies. We made it this far. All I'm trying to do is understand how we got to this place. Because I will say one thing. I know your son, if this is his baby, I know he doesn't want to see this. Because this won't just be happening in this courtroom. This will be happening around Ayanna.
Yeah, and I do not want my daughter around it.
You can't.
I'm not going to be around. I'm not in a position to be arguing with anybody. I don't have to do that. I didn't lay with her at the end of the day. But if she is my grandchild, I will send things I will do. But I'm not gonna be belittled, I'm not gonna be disrespected, because I don't have to do that. My son dead and gone. He didn't disrespect me like that. So I'm not gonna let somebody else's child do it.
If you disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you back.
Listen. Let me be clear. This is not a case where I say to Jerome, I hope we can find this young baby's father, because I hope there is a strong possibility, a real possibility, that this child's father is deceased. So let's stop popping off and yelling and screaming. Let's just get down to what we have to get down to understand. So, Miss Monroe, I want to understand from you. I know you two have not gotten along, but what is your doubt?
My problem came in where his close friends, when I tell you they close friends, I started asking them questions. Well, do you know anything about her? They're like, well, no, we don't even know nothing about her, let alone know that she was pregnant. My son can't talk for himself, so I'm alone.
So now that makes you doubt.
Right.
Now I want to ask you, Ms. Reid.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you meet his friend?
I did meet a certain friend, and she know that I met this friend, and me and her have spoken about this person.
How long were you all together?
I met him May of 2015, on the 15th. And the first week, I was kind of ducking and dodging him because he was so young. But then the next week, I kept my word. I came back over there, and it was like that day on, he was taking me out. We was doing stuff. We was just having a good time. And it was me and him. I didn't have to worry about no issues, no drama or nothing. I started staying the night over there. It would get to the point that I was staying the night over there so much that even my mom began to get in her feelings about me and his relationship. And that's why me and my dad and her fell out, because I feel like they just really want to keep me to themselves. That's why we was friends, because he felt the same way about her not wanting him to have nobody. That's what made us bond.
I wanted him to be happy.
Well, what she's saying, though...
I don't know much about her, because they always, at first, they was outside a lot.
The reason why her son left me outside is because he was testing me and making sure that I was the right person to bring inside their house, not to pass judgment on her sickness and her illness. And he didn't want a lot of people to know that she was sick.
No, he didn't.
So you all were forced, due to traumatic circumstance, to get to know each other instantly. So, Ms. Reid, would you say that you and Mr. Monroe were in love? Were you all planning to spend the rest of your lives together?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was not planning on really spending the rest of my life with Mr. Monroe. I was going to pursue another life in Atlanta with somebody else. And I came to Mr. Monroe and I told him. And I wanted to be honest with him as a woman and tell him to...
But you were saying to him, listen, I'm pregnant with your child, but I really want to go pursue a relationship somewhere else?
I was not pregnant yet.
Okay.
That's the thing. I became pregnant the week after I told him that.
I have to ask you, is there any chance that the other man...
Me and this person was communicating over Facebook and on the phone. Me and this person has had no physical contact.
But you just said you and him was gonna live together.
We're going to live together. People live together.
Now you're saying you was gonna move to Atlanta.
Yes, when at the beginning I did want it, and he kept saying, my mom's about to move to Phoenix. I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting for her to move to Phoenix.
As I tell you, you wasn't the one that was supposed to move in here. It was a girl from California.
I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for him.
Not you, it was a girl from California.
He did tell me he was supposed to move with that girl in California when his oldest child was born.
So listen, we can see now that this was not a committed relationship, and we know now, Ms. Monroe, this is not something you were fully informed about before your son's unfortunate passing. I need to know now, what are your hopes?
I just really want to know if Iyanna's my granddaughter.
And if she is, are you hoping for a grandmother-granddaughter relationship? Do you want to be
I'm gonna be
in her
honest
life?
with you. I don't even know if we can go there, because as you see, we don't get along.
Well, hold on.
But I will do for that
But
child.
even in this courtroom, we have seen things turn around in a moment where you all had begun to discover commonalities in terms of your understanding of, your relationships with your son. So we're making a little bit of progress. I want to know from Ms. Reid. Ms. Reid, if in fact this is Mr. Monroe's biological daughter, would you allow Ms. Monroe a chance to be in her life and be a grandmother and get to know her son's daughter?
I would not stand in the way of that relationship. I would not.
And that's what I wanted to hear.
But I'm not gonna work hard either.
No,
to
listen,
pursue it.
listen. I was trying to cut you off because I knew the next sentence was gonna be, it's like I just feel like I am just trying to get you two up this mountain. Let's focus on the paternity question. Let's focus on Iyanna, because ultimately that's what's important. Are you ready to find out the truth?
Yes, I am.
Let's do that. Jerome?
Here you go, Your Honor.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Because there wasn't a blood card available to test the DNA of the deceased Herbert Ian Rashad Monroe, we performed a DNA test with his surviving parent, Angela Monroe. With that being said, the results determine if there is a viable relationship between the child, Iyanna Monroe, and Angela Monroe. In the case of Monroe versus Reid, when it comes to 11-month-old Iyanna Monroe, it has been determined by this court the percentage of relatedness between Miss Angela Monroe and Iyanna Monroe is 99.98%.
That's all I wanted to know.
You have a beautiful little granddaughter.
Thank you. Now I have closure. That's all I wanted.
I know you needed it.
Yes.
And you have been through
A lot.
what every mother's worst nightmare. And I want you to just take a moment. Hold on, Miss Reid. Don't start that laughing now. That's not polite. That's not polite.
You're right. I got plenty of time to laugh.
It's not. No, the point is, you just don't want to do things in the moment, even though you feel vindicated inside. You don't want your actions to show that you really don't have character. Because at the end of the day, it's really not about you and the arguments and you all threatening each other and the drama. It's about a man has passed away.
Thank you.
He has never gotten to know his daughter. And now, hopefully, she'll have the opportunity to know her grandmother. She can just say, well, maybe I didn't know my father, but I learned a lot of stories about my father through my grandmother. So I hope you all will begin to be better examples.
Thank you.
And I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you.
And God bless you. I hope everything goes well for you. And I hope you get a chance to see that granddaughter. I wish you both the very best. Court is adjourned.
Thank you.